So we've got our player and we can move it about and we won't go off the screen. Next we need to create a sense of movement in a classic kind of side-scrolling shoot 'em up way by using some parallax scrolling backgrounds. So let's close that down and go to the backgrounds tab. So this is where your background assets are kept. So open that up and create a background by right clicking, and it brings up the background properties window, and you can edit the background as you would do with the sprite editor. The same process, you got the same tools, etc. What we need to do is make an image that's the same size as the background. So we need to resize the canvas and make it 1024. You need to unselect keep aspect ratio 576. Okay, so that gives us, let's zoom out a bit, so it gives us our background image. What I'm going to do is load something in that I've already created. So I click on the load icon and I've created a PNG in another program of some stars. So let's zoom out there. You can make yours wherever you want. And so OK that. So that's our star background. Click on OK. Actually, before I do that, I'm just going to name that. Call it stars 1. Click on OK. Then I'm going to go into the level editor. So I'm doing a double click on level 1. Go to the backgrounds tab up here and deselect draw background color. So now we've got a fresh background, and then I'm going to select background 0 and go to this menu button here and select stars 1. So now our background to our level is the stars background, and I'm going to create that I'm going to turn it into a scrolling background by going to this option here where it says horizontal speed and click in the box. I'm going to type in -6. So a minus value will will create the scrolling moving right to left. If it's a positive value, it will move left to right. So click on OK. Let's test that out. So now you can see we've got this scrolling star background. But what we're going to do is create an extra layer of depth to it with parallax scrolling. So we'll have another background moving, scrolling right to left, but it will move at a slightly faster rate to give the sense of depth. So obviously as things are moving past you, things further in the distance move slower than things closer to you. So let's close that down. Let's go to backgrounds, right click, create background. I'm just going to load something straight away, which is the stars 2 PNG. But this time I'm going to click on this option here to remove the background, because it has an alpha channel connected to it, which I mentioned earlier in the types of file format it'll accept as images. So this black pixel, a black color, can be made transparent. So I click on remove background and that takes all the black away, leaving me only the stars. So click on open. So this the green background you can see here, that's actually transparent, that's invisible. So all we'll have is kind of individual stars. I'm going to call that stars 2. Click on OK. Go back to my room, double click on it. Go to the backgrounds tab, select background 1 and stars 2. So now I've got this overlaid extra layer of stars. And this time I'm going to set the horizontal speed to -7, so it's slightly faster. Click on OK and let's preview that. So now I've got 2 layers of stars moving at different speeds. That gives a greater sense of depth to the background. With parallax scrolling, I think you can have up to 10 layers, I think. Let's just check that. Go to the room, backgrounds. So you can have 8 layers moving at different speeds. There are other ways of achieving this as well, but this is this sort of simplest way that's built into GameMaker. Just to kind of note about alpha channels, if I go into the background editor and create a background, so that kind of green stuff, the green background, that is the alpha channel. Okay, so what I'm drawing on top of this, the kind of green bit, the background is transparent and won't show up. Okay, now if I'm doing something in, no, let's not save that, in something like Photoshop, like this image here, and I wanted to have an alpha channel, what I need to do is where the background is, I need to get rid of that. And I've already cut out this image, so where the checkered bit is, that will be our alpha channel. So if I go to File and then Save As a PNG, if I can find that. Okay, and let's put that in here. Click on Save, click on OK. Then I go back to the program here and open up that background and load the background and select that and remove the background here. Click on Open. You can see it's imported with that alpha channel. So if you're working in Photoshop, let's go back there, for your graphics, make sure that your layer has been edited and cut so you can see the background through it. You can see the checkered part of the screen, and that's your alpha channel. Other programs work in different ways. I use a program called GraphFX, and what you can do is specify a color to be the alpha channel. So what I want you to do now is create a 2-layered background for your game.